If you feel really nervous before you give a speech, here are three things you can do beforehand to calm your nerves. The first thing that I like to do is the EIE. The EIE is a deep breathing exercise that stands for exhale, inhale, exhale. And for each breath, it should last for at least 20 seconds. Do this ideally 3 to 5 times before you get on stage. Let me demonstrate for you what this looks like. During the exhale, I am breathing out as much air from my nose as possible and then as much air from my mouth until I can no longer get out the air. And then I inhale as deeply as I can through my nose, and then I slowly release the breath with an exhale through my mouth until there's no more air left. Doing this exercise has two benefits. Benefit one is that by depriving your body of oxygen, you no longer have the mental capacity to be nervous because you're so focused on trying to breathe appropriately. The second benefit is that you have now filled up your lungs with air so that when you speak, you're going to project and sound much more confident as a result than if you don't do this exercise beforehand, where you might sound a bit nasally instead. The second thing that I like to do is wiggle my toes. Wiggle my toes when I'm on stage. Right before you speak, I want you to feel grounded, feel connected to the stage. And by doing so, wiggle your toes, all 10 of them if you can, and just focus all of your attention down here before you say a word. This reminds you that you are perfectly fine. There's nothing that's wobbly. There's nothing that's going to catch you off guard. You're focusing all of your attention on one part of your body versus letting your mind wander off and take it to places it shouldn't go. The third thing that I like to do is I like to practice my body language. Practice body language. Specifically, when I'm rehearsing, I like to use gestures as signposts mentally for myself to signal when I'm in a particular part of my speech. So, for example, if I wanted to give an analogy somewhere, I might use a gesture to indicate a certain part of my content here. And then I know mentally that once I make this gesture, the next thing that's going to come out of my mouth is the analogy I want to use. For example, just as you might use a hammer to hit a nail or a screwdriver to tighten a screw, our products are designed to meet you wherever you are in your workflow. The reason why this is effective is that your mind is connected to your body. So instead of scripting out line by line what you want to say in your speech, focus on giving yourself bullet points and practice by standing up straight as though you're on stage as many times as you can, and use your hands, use your body to indicate to yourself where you are in your speech. And then you're much less likely to forget your words. And you're much more likely to respond to your audience because you're actually reading their facial expressions, their body language, and reacting to that as a result. Do these three things, and I promise you'll sound and feel much more confident when you speak on stage.